I want the media to project an invoice, I don't know what to call it, of a music minister in Nigeria. This is the invoice. The name is not there, of a music minister. So I'll show you.
Let me help you know the details of this receipt. Before we criticize Apostle Femi Lazarus, I think there are some things we need to understand. By the way, Femi Dakolo was right in what he said that Apostle Femi Lazarus was capping in the video that has been trending on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere, where he was talking about a gospel minister wanting to bring 40 people to a program and charging 10,000 US dollars. Anyway, I'm gonna be giving you the full gist of that particular screenshot. You know, if you have been here with me a long time, we know how to go and dig and find something. Today I'm drinking Gary. You know, they get as economy go be like this. Even Gary itself will be luxury. You have to, drink it with some level of alacrity and a level of, hey, you people are looking. I'm not trying to do advert for anybody. This is Gary with honey and Mieke with how many do you use? Do you use 2 spoons or 3 spoons? Me, only two. Okay, I'm washing my weight. Someone should also advise me how to, I don't do 3. I don't put small again, add. I've been used to 3 spoons since. How are you doing? So when Femi Dakolo said that he was capping, that was capping. But it's not as if it was Apostle Femi that was capping. Even he himself did not know he was capping. But you see that thing I always tell you. Spirituality with common sense is important. That's what Mensa Otabe was saying recently. You are a prophet, you want to prophesy. You'll be exposing somebody's shenanigans on your pulpit. This guy not like this now. Last one. Somebody should. You people don't care about me. Today I say, let me just. My last granite. Hey! Oh yeah, Bayo. I know this is not what you came to watch. I want to show you that I'm a human being. That I eat. Okay, let me play the video for you before I add. I'll play the video. It's just a snippet of the main thing. That because I sat down to watch the entire video on his channel. And one part, because I'll post the full video tomorrow. But I'm just posting this one now because I know many people will not watch the full. That one will be too long. This one is short. So just that particular part where he was showing the receipt. This is the truth of the matter.
But see, what I'm saying might look harsh, but it is not. Let me tell you why I said it is not. People don't actually know. I want the media to project an invoice, I don't know what to call it, of a music minister in Nigeria. This is the invoice. The name is not there, of a music minister. So I'll show you. Yeah. So this is it. Let me read what is there. All right, hold on. Minister will be accompanied with a minimum of 40 persons. They will all return the day after the event. All right, 4 male members, travel arrangement. Flights will be booked for both the outbound and return journeys. Artists will fly first class compulsory. Team will fly economy. Hotel reservation must be covered by the church. Executive suites for the minister. 2 executive rooms for the 4 males. Meal must be provided for minister and the accompanying person. Preference will be given to Nigerian cuisine. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Honorarium, listen, $10,000. Mode of payment. A non-refundable 50% payment has to be made before we can have this event on our calendar. The balance of 50% must be made 2 days before the event. Thank you. May God bless you.
This particular post has been trending online, and yes, I know where this is coming from, and it's not from Pastor Femi Lazarus. I have read a bunch of jamboreens on the internet from people claiming that even Femi Lazarus did not even claim that this was a charge or a receipt, or would I say a request he got himself. He just lifted this particular picture from the internet and used it for his teaching or analysis. If you look at the picture clearly, you see that there's a color beneath the black that he put himself on top. At least, of course, he maintained the other price tag as well that is circled around there. Can I help you know where the source is from? Let me help you know the details of this receipt for those of you who have been confused. It's always facts over sentiment. So, of course, I took time to do my digging, of course, to get to know where would this be coming from. And just doing what I do best. The ministry that actually invited a gospel minister is called City of Signs and Wonders Assembly. You can see some details right there. The person who posted the picture is a young man you see with the blue tie. His diastema is quite interesting, at least it's more than mine. Wonderful. The person on his right is the general overseer of that ministry. So let me give you a story, the backstory. He is a Nigerian that is doing a branch of the ministry in Uganda. So he invited a gospel minister, it is a male, a he, from Nigeria to come for their July anniversary over there in Uganda. And it is that gospel minister, a he, that sent him this invoice. So he intentionally covered the person's name, the person's details, and then this is a post he wrote on Facebook. So he posted, many gospel artists are worse than the pastors we criticize daily. Imagine inviting a gospel artist to perform at our July anniversary program, and they demand that we buy a first-class ticket for them, economy ticket for their team, and pay them 10,000 USD for a 30 minutes performance. Meanwhile, a pastor would minister for 4 hours without asking for a dime. Yet, as soon as the pastor mentioned seeds, some people quickly label them as fake. This is not to justify the whole seed situation, okay? It's ironic, perhaps. Pastors, it's time for us to invest in our choir, in our church choirs, instead of relying on these so-called gospel singers. Imagine demanding high fees and luxury treatment while pastors minister selflessly. Pastor, support your church choirs instead of these greedy gospel singers. Value and invest in your church choir. They will be there for you whenever you need them. This is where the original post itself came from. When I looked at the time, when I went on Twitter and checked Spirit Coco, it was posted just a while ago. So I was able to understand that indeed this might be where this is coming from originally. Not the word might, but I think I'm more leaning to the certainty. Because if you look at this particular post, it's actually signed down on the right. That signature part was cut off. You have to know that the person is a he because they stated it in the comment. Someone asked in the comment and he said, if you know who the person is, you'll be shocked. If you see where it says the Nigerian cuisines, if it's someone that is to perform in Nigeria, you wouldn't be saying Nigerian cuisines. You are in Nigeria, so of course you know what's up. Doesn't make sense. And Apostle FEMI LAZARUS, of course, okay? Please. I wouldn't be saying this to you, but there was someone that was trying to argue with me in the comment. I had to just point him to just common sense. 40 persons. Imagine flying 40 people. But again, I think you didn't really study this particular aspect. At least you just had a proof of what you were talking about, which is this receipt. That is a typo error. It is 4 persons. Minimum of 4 persons. Not 40. Because he cannot be talking about minimum of 40. But when you go down, he says he himself would be in the, executive suite, while the other 2, 4 males would be in, the lesser suite. He would fly first class. Imagine flying 40 people to a different country. $10,000 divided by 40 people, how much? So logically, it doesn't get to fit in. But the thing is that when you are in church, you are spiritual. But let us use common sense. This whole thing, so I see some blogs posting that this was his experience. This was not FEMI LAZARUS' experience. Okay, so maybe you might have to correct at least you could have also told your audience that you saw it online, you picked it. Because now people are saying, why don't you mention the person's name? Even you don't know who the person is. The only person that knows who this person is this particular church that has a branch in Uganda. Only they themselves know. But when I looked at the church itself, I would tell you for sure, indeed, I know why they will feel disappointed, because that church is not a big church. It's not a big church. It's not a big church. Let me just say it like that, okay? So for them to see 10,000, I'm not even sure that they themselves can make even it's not me belittling, but when I look at the church, 2,000 query in a month itself is going to be a little bit interesting to make. I'm not trying to belittle, but I can see from numbers and, I don't know the quality of audience they have, if I have to be very logical. Okay, so the young man was the one that posted it and was like, criticizing the situation. I didn't see the post anywhere else, but because for him personalizing it our July anniversary, it makes sense. So it's something that this particular artist is supposed, a Nigerian artist, he is supposed to be going outside Nigeria to go and minister. So he gave them rate. Think about it. If you were supposed to invite Don Muyon, CC Winers, or all of these gospel, Craig Franklin, I don't know who will invite Craig Franklin. Do you understand? If you're supposed to invite those who are coming from outside, don't you think they would charge? Don't you think, okay, we have been looking at charging now in-depthly, but they would have requirements as well. Apostle Femi gets to talk about how he does his own, at least as a template himself. So let's get to go on. So I just want to correct that notion, okay? It is not him. It is not 40%. That is an exaggeration, okay? Even he should have known, but probably he didn't think, he didn't process it. Why? Because probably the idea was just to bash on music ministers. But it looks real to me, just that the people that received this, they couldn't handle it because it's indeed they cannot handle it. Do you understand? So I've shown you the facts of that particular situation. Let's go on. If you have a contrary opinion to what I'm saying, I think maybe you can dig better. But I dug to get the original post, and this was made about 3 weeks ago where I found it. And I didn't see any other one, of course, aside this one. Guess what? It's on Facebook.
Even in your ministry, there are faces. There are things that used to do that worked for that ministry 10 years ago that God said it has expired. The cloud has shifted. Stop this program. Stop it. There are programs you do that wrecks your finances for a year. And you keep doing it. Like something bound you, you must do it. It's a lie. There is no anniversary in the Bible. There's no anniversary in the Bible. There's not that every ministry must do anniversary every year. And some people do anniversary, they will spend money, bring guests. After the anniversary, they go back to their village lifestyle, wasting money. If you are led to do it, but don't do it because everybody is doing it. Yes, sir. There are programs that have expired in ministries. So God gives them a new program. They start the new, but they hold on to the old. They are now programmed, over-programmed. When you step into a room, you just left another room. Have you noticed that, sir? When you enter your living room, most likely you left your... So anytime God is giving you a new instruction, let your antenna be high that what is he saying about something that might need to stop. You'll never be in 2 rooms at the same time. Okay, he's asking us to do this now. So you can now ask him, does it mean that we should ask him? And you'll be surprised that he will say, yes, that's gone. Handling it together can be a problem for the progress of that ministry.
Let's go on.
Are you still here? Now pay attention. The mistake on that stuff is the word honorarium used. Just tell them the price. And I said it. And I said it again. When they pay you this kind of money, you have to act drama to justify the amount paid. You will roll on the floor. You will scream. You will shout. But those who know God knows he's not there.
So his idea is when they pay you this kind of money. So it is one aspect is you charging, which is a no. You're an artist, in fact, you charging. But that kind of money is an issue because listen, Mercy Chinwo, when we discuss about Mercy Chinwo, one of the receipts that came out of her going to go for a particular administration in Cameroon or so, where EZT was showing receipt of what they had agreed, and I think it was about $7,000 or so that was paid. Some of you remember.
Now, when the record label now collected money from different people that Mercy Chinwo will come and perform, Mercy Chinwo now refused, which made them started refunding money to different people, like some churches in Gambia and different churches. She was now having conflict with the record label boss, Easy. This is the genesis of the problem, which I just presented evidence number 1.
It's being sketchy in my mind. When we saw $7,000, it was like, wait a minute, because part was supposed to be paid and much to be paid later. You know that indeed, of course, this kind of money is possible. That was what I was thinking about. I was like, this cannot be fake. This is real. Because Mercy Chinwo was for $7,000 or so or something for her to be in another country or something. Of course, she's in a record level, so that is the business of a record level. So we can say Mercy Chinwo is an artist who also, by virtue, at least, I don't know how she does it right now in her ministry, or would I say in her record level, but when she was with EZT, they place that value on her, on how much she's worth, and they charge with her name for her appearances. Do you understand? We saw that evidently here on the platform. It's not even a joke. Okay, let's go on.
So now this is the trick. Many charlatans like this don't build big pastors because they use big pastors for endorsement.
No, they don't even need to. They don't need to build. It makes logical sense. You're not building a big pastor because you have a sense of the fact that, okay, with this pastor, this church, sometimes there are some pastors that have a track record of honoring people well. So you don't even have to build them. When they call you, you check your calendar and you go. But there are some that you might not be sure whether this one, okay, because whether you like it or not, these music ministers, they also talk among themselves. Oh, maybe, last time you went here to go and minister, I beg, how much? Did they honor you well or something? You know, that kind of thing. So they can also know the weight. Even these record labels like that have music ministers, they know those who can, you know, even though like record labels will always put their price, of course, because the artist is signed to them, is business, clearly. Okay? But if you know that you are going to this particular big ministry, you know that, okay, at least they would honor you to your standard, presumably.
Now, my concern with our music ministers is this. Pastor Wale hit it very well. I pastor several thousands, but I've preached in what we call smaller churches. And my work with PFN now shows there are very few churches on that radar of large church. There are very few churches compared to the past, maybe less than 10%. So are you now saying because you are termed as an A-list music minister, some other ministries cannot enjoy your ministry? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's what this leads to when there is when the charging comes to the forefront. So we've had, there was an A-list person we were inviting last year for something, and as they called the agent, the first thing the agent asked was, "How much are you people thinking?" The moment they mentioned that to me, I stopped the conversation. You don't even start it with money. He's not even asking for the date or what is the focus of the program. The first thing was, how much are you paying? Now, when that becomes the priority of our conversation, then I have a problem with that. Okay, I have a problem with that. So I told them to just leave it alone. But later, the main minister now called and apologized that he had rebuked the agent, blah, blah. And we had a very good conversation, and the person still eventually came to minister. But my encouragement to our music ministers is, don't put money as the forefront of what you are doing. I've learned something in life, and which appeals to anything you are doing. God will always pay you. What I mean is this: if I go to a younger ministry, they might not be able to mobilize me the way a larger ministry will, but God has a way of compensating. So don't use your need for mobilization to now limit the impact of your ministry. The day you are out, you are out. I should be able to preach in a church of 100 or a church of 10,000. The way I'll be mobilized in a church of 10,000 is not the same way a 100-member church will mobilize. In fact, I might need to mobilize myself, but I might need to mobilize the 100 church, the church themselves. I've been to places myself where I ended up giving to that church. That is what ministry. We need to remember that this is some sacred worship ministry thing. It's not just like a secular system. Now, to us pastors, I'm sure some pastors might be listening on YouTube. Put yourself in the shoes of other people and let that enhance a robust, decent conversation. Nobody should come and minister in your place and leave regrettably. Can that be your vision as much as you can? Let them live joyful. Let them live happy. What can you do to be a blessing to them?
You know, Nathaniel Bassey sang at Donald Trump's inauguration. Do you think that when he was going to go and sing there, they brought him as a minister? Oh, no charge. Oh, no this. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. But what if they came to him with an offer and say, we will pay you this? What was the arrangement for that? Because this is something quote unquote political event or whatever. You know, the pastors who went from here to the Kumuyi and all that, did they give them some kind of invitation amount? I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but you get the idea where my conversation is going to. Okay, I personally do not have a problem with charging. I think I have made that clear. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, but looking at this context, of course, I have to agree with what he's saying because he makes spiritual sense. Do you understand? But it's not just about ministers, pastors as well.
When I got to the hall, the entire hotel can only seat 2,000 people, but on the internet they were publicizing that over 10,000 people were gathered. Lie. Number two, they called me and said that you are going to be ministering tomorrow night and we want you to raise an offering. And whatever offering you raise, 30% will be for you, 70% will be for us. I said, sorry, I don't do that. I don't get involved in those. I don't do transactional ministry. God is my source. I will not be involved. They said, no, you need to do something about that. Okay. But option number three, when they wanted to introduce me, they said, we are welcoming an apostle from Africa. He's an apostle. He's a pastor. He has over 400 branches and over 10 million people following him. Line number 4. Where I sat down there, I told myself, Olumide, oh, belong to be. On my baye, jembi. I was to do 3 sessions. I finished preaching. I did not raise offering, and they told me clearly, man of God, that was an error. You did not obey our agreement. I said, I did not agree with you that I was raising offering. If it's about love offering, don't give me anything. I'm okay. I'm not a poor man. But you know how amazing the service was? The amazing service was so glorious. The music was heavenly. And the man of God said, I should wait behind that. You would like to drop me in the hotel. Great. If you talk American preacher, it's number 1 or number 2. I'm telling you, major, mega. I was still in their conference last year. They did a leadership conference. When I got there, when people saw me, I didn't know people. They said, are you preaching? I said, no, I just came to attend. Say, I know you. You came in 2000. I know that. Guess what? When we finished ministering, as we were going to the back to enter the bishop's car, the music ministers that just played instruments, they were smoking. They were smoking. And in Nigeria, even when you are smoking and you see a pastor coming, they were smoking and greeting the bishop. Hey, bishop, how you doing, man? They say, hey, guys, how you doing? That was a good one. Oh, shock me. Oh, shock me. I was shocked. So I entered this car and my mouth will not close. Because my mouth is my asset, but it's also my problem. So as we moved, I said, man of God, are those not the instrumentalists that just let the worship? So yes, I said, they are smoking. I said, do you think that's okay? He said, what problem do you have with that? Did you not feel the anointing? I said, boy, he said, no, they are not our members. They are hired hands. But they are the best in the business. They are hired hands, but they are the blessed in the business. So how many hired hands do we have playing keyboard now? Yet fornicating. How many people are in choir lifting up on holy hands? And we wonder why the glory of God is not coming out. Runs girl on the pulpit. Gigolo on the pulpit. 419 on the pulpit. Area boys on the pulpit. And we are deceiving ourselves. Where is the power of God? Where is the power of God? The power cannot move in unholiness. Cannot move in unrighteousness. God is holy. Of course, that was the end. That was the end. The man looked at me and said, man of God, the plans we have for you, in the next 5 years, your name will be global. So, but if you have this kind of mind, you don't understand grace. You can't go far. I say, I would rather stay where I am and let God lead me. The man they took from Uganda, if I mention his name, many of you may not know, the guy, within 3 years, the guy became global. Became global all over, from Uganda. Because they told me they're going to spend like $5 million. They will come to my church. They will set it up like a studio. I'm going to be broadcasting to America. They will put it, everything was planned. They have planned a book deal where they will pay me $1 million to write books. The man, because I stood against unrighteousness, I said, you can't do that. This is not God. That's how they remove it from there. By the time they put in that guy, I did not even know that for you to enter that realm, you must be gay. True life story. Married and gay. Many of those people you see, listen to me, they are both married with a wife and children, and they are still doing gay. Now, many of you don't know, when all those things started coming out, those were the same people. I said, I'm 2003, but boy, that story, that's the guy. I have known since then. The guy they took from Uganda, by the time they took him to America, after they have given him money and everything, they said, you must come and be doing gay. The guy said, we don't do that in Africa. They said, they will withdraw all the money, we will do everything. That's how the guy joined his ministry, as they summarize now. Listen to me. We are not perfect. I'm not better than you. You are not better than me. We are all better than what we used to be. But the Bible says that he that covereth his sin shall not prosper. Every time you identify a mistake, humble yourself and seek help and change. Because one day, that mistake will mock your miracle. And
Welcome back. And now why they put water make a chop? Did you people learn something from that? So, Apostle FEMI Lazarus, you know I don't dislike you. You are very, come on. Even when you had how many followers, I followed you long time ago on Instagram when you voice your horn was exalted. If it's Oropo, that's how you use the language. Your horn. When your horn start to, I like before we criticize him, let us understand that even man of God can make mistake. It's just like this thing. That's why I saw a video where he was talking about he's going to attack. He's trying to do organized system of using other ministries to attack bloggers. This particular video.
When I brought some correction in recent time, I saw church instrumentalists. One of them sent me a message and said, you're a bastard. We have gotten contaminated fingers who are skillful because we want to prove points. Be amazed. And I saw different bloggers called people who are not ministers. Listen, the matter of the local church and the body of Christ is not a conversation for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Hold on a minute. There's an established template through which God addressed his church. Hold on. Church is not the place where bloggers come to discuss what happens. There is the authority structure of the church. And the duty of an apostle is to bring order. A music minister expresses calling through music as a ministry. A music artist is not a kingdom-based minister. Hence, a music artist is not for the church. Churches, we don't have music artists. Although there's nothing wrong with being a music artist. There is what we call music ministers. Those who do music as a what? Ministry. Are you following me? There's difference. You see me bring correction to the body of Christ. I'm speaking to music ministers, not music artists. Let me say this for the record. Light Nation has started. We are teaching winners. We're going to start. Winners and some other ministries. The moment you go online to publicize what is wrong about a ministry, in 1 minute, the three ministries will come together. There's a platform now. We'll bring down your platform immediately. Pastor, yeah, they were insulting. You just... How can I sustain myself as a minister if I don't charge?
Me, I don't see myself as a blogger. She get. I don't see myself. If you see me as a blogger, that one is your business. I don't see I'm beyond that. It's not pride, it's just my pattern. Okay? You might say, oh, George, are you a journalist? I wouldn't say I am. So, one rule and one rule only, facts over sentiment. Because if his media team were maybe very, very... That's why I need to teach some people work. I need to teach people... Tomorrow now, my channel, they have attacked me many times. Even Michael Oropo has tried to bring down my video, all those things. So I've experienced them. So I know what happens behind the scenes. So if you people, you know that you cannot go alone, you want to organize with other ministries. I hope those ministries you are trying to organize with and their media team, hope the general overseers know that you'll be doing these kind of things in their name. I'm not saying this for myself, or because I will tell you one thing for sure. This thing that you want to do, you are doing it for yourself. It's not really for the church or body of Christ. No. Because I'll ask you, are you going to come out for Ebukobi or for Jeremiah Motofufuyin? Teach them, or maybe for my brother Odumeje? No. So the church is not your spiritual tribe. It's not those you recognize to be men of God. Maybe you can come out for Uber Tangel, I know, of course. So it's good. You people should work together. I bring down platforms or target my own if you can. Do it. Me, I'm not here to come and become celebrity overnight. This Gary don't they grow, because you see that is how I have to, the Gary has to grow so that it will fall somewhere. You want to go? Eh? So I just had to make this one video to correct that notion. But if you watch the full video, that's why this video is just for me to tell you to go and watch the full video. Because when I want to do my analysis, I'll play and pause, play and pause. If you come and vex in the comments, now me go persuade you. Okay, so go and look for the full video, watch it. I'll come and replay it again and then get to. So I'm promoting the video. But just for that particular notion of organized attack, bring down platforms, no problem. Okay, you can bring down my platform if I am a target, or bring down any other person's platform. I don't care. Just do, but just know that what you are planning to do, you are doing it for yourself, not for the church. I don't know if you understand. Even for you to mention 3, we know that it's 3 copyright strikes. The channel can be at the verge of, you know, being taken down. I don't know if you understand. So I know I've been here for a long time, even before you posted your first video on YouTube. So if it's facing attacks from quote and unquote pastors, charlatans, I've faced it many times. I'm used to it. You understand? But just know that your spiritual tribe or those you look up to is not the church. The church is bigger than what you even think it is. Okay? If you really want to understand the church, there's a video I made where Mr. Otabel was speaking, at least someone that has been in the ministry before you. But I have great respect for you, Apostle FEMI Lazarus. You taught very well looking at the fivefold ministry, music ministry, and I just had to make this one just to correct that part. Okay, when you leave something from the internet, get the context. Everybody is thinking that it was your experience, but it was not your experience. And now the Gary has rise to the point where it can be pursued. Oh, see you later. Bye-bye.